If you believe everyone, no matter where they live, deserve a place to call home, you're not alone. On Housing for Good, host Chris Goodson and Carolyn Moore explore housing solutions from McPherson to communities across Kansas and beyond. We bring you stories and insights from housing experts, policymakers, and people who are making a real impact. Join the conversation. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and more, because housing isn't just local, it's universal.
Welcome to Housing for Good, a podcast dedicated to housing topics and issues affecting our communities in McPherson County and beyond. With years of experience and expertise, hosts Chris Goodson and Carolyn Moore discuss housing challenges and opportunities with other experts from a variety of housing fields.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Housing for Good. I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Chris.
So, Chris, today we are going to talk with Tom Steinmetz from the McPherson Food Bank.
Hey, don't you think
McPherson County Food Bank.
Oh,
McPherson
and that's
County
yes,
Food Bank.
McPherson County. And so I think this is a great topic right now with the SNAP benefits potentially ending, or at least being put on a halt on November 1st, which is actually, this won't air for a while, but that's actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think having the McPherson County Food Bank here with Tom Steinmetz is really great timing on our part.
Yeah, I think so too. Who could have seen it?
I know, right?
So, Tom, tell us, just introduce yourself to us and how you maybe came to serve at the food bank.
That's a real open-ended question there.
Yeah, that's how we like to do it.
Well, probably the same way most people get involved with the food bank. I was a retired person, and as soon as you get retired, people come out of the woodwork saying, hey, we could use you over here, or we could use you over there. And one of the first people that got me was, I honestly don't remember who it was that caught me, but said, come on over at the food bank. You can, just spend an hour a week and just enjoy yourself. So I showed up, and I think currently I'm spending somewhere around 20, 25 hours a week over there.
That's a part-time job.
Yes, it certainly is.
That's not a...
Well,
that's
and
a lot.
I've heard this from more than one retired person, is that you think you're going to have all this time to yourself, but no, you end up volunteering someplace and you find a place that's important to you. And
That's true. If you enjoyed working during your regular time and you're suddenly out on your own, you can get really bored really quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't learn how to say no earlier on, then you're stuck.
Yes.
So funny.
So what can you tell us about the history of the McPherson County Food Bank? How did it get started? What inspired the creation?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not sure that there's anybody still around that still knows
That answer?
I've actually been able to track the food banks.
Oh, look at that. He's all prepared.
Oh, I got all
I'm not
sorts of
surprised,
paper here.
actually.
I was able to track the food bank back to 1985.
Okay.
And in McPherson, I know that there's been 3 different locations that the food bank's been in over that period of time. And thank goodness we're in one that's a really nice facility right now. It's got almost enough room. Mm-hmm. But since 1985, we've been serving food to people who need food, and that's our only goal, just find people who are not being able to purchase food for whatever reason, just can't afford it, and we will supply a certain amount of food. We don't give enough for a family to exist solely on what the food bank has, but we're at least able to supplement.
So what's your mission? Is there like a mission statement that you have that says our mission is to make sure that every family has food, or is there, you have some sort of a mission statement that really drives what you're doing? I mean, what makes you called to do this, or why are the people coming together to provide food?
Yeah, well, see, most of us who are involved with administration of one kind or another during our working lives, we're saying, I'm sick and tired of administration. I'm not going to do that fancy stuff like come up with goals.
Fancy stuff.
So we just really have a very simple outlook. We say if somebody needs food and we can get food to give to them, we will. And it doesn't really go much further than that. We do have a significant need, not just in the city of McPherson, but in McPherson County, and for that matter, nationwide. There are people all over the place who are undernourished, malnourished, just plain don't have food. Mm-hmm. And we don't go, too deeply about it. I think basically we are a faith-based organization. Mm-hmm. We believe what Jesus said when he said, if you give so much as a drink of water to one of these my children, then you're doing it for me. And we take that to heart. We are trying to be the hands and feet of God, at least with respect to getting food to people that need it.
It's a basic need.
A very basic need.
Very basic need. So have you seen, how long have you been there? So I know you've been retired for a minute, but...
Oh, well, I've been with the food bank now 8 years.
So in that time, just in that 8 years, which is actually quite a long time.
It is.
Have you seen the needs change? Are you seeing more and more in people coming, or has it evolved at all? What are you seeing?
Oh, it's constantly changing. You never know for sure who's going to come in. We do have a few regulars who keep coming in over and over, but we also have an awful lot, particularly right now, families that have never been in the food bank business before and don't know what to expect when they show up. We have a lot of young single mothers, for instance, that have children at home and they're not getting as much food at the school as they used to, and now they need something to supplement that. Particularly if you're a single mom with you're just trying to get enough work, and most of the work seems to be part-time and you don't get the extra benefits from it. You just can't afford all those things like rent in addition to the food that you need to eat.
So could you share some numbers over the course of time? I know you mentioned you've been there 8 years. I know you guys keep track of how much you give out, maybe how many families come in. How are the trends in numbers showing?
Okay. I don't really use statistics a whole lot because I hated that class in college.
Yeah.
But regardless, I still keep them. We've got pages and pages of statistics. And going back to 1985, we started off in 1986 was the first year we had a full year's worth of data. We had 4,000 served, and that represents 1,200 families and 72,033 pounds of food distributed. That was our first year.
Wow, that's unbelievable, especially back in the 80s.
85.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, those numbers change every year.
Yeah.
And as you would probably expect, they've been increasing. First of all, people have discovered that there is a food bank, and so they can go. So that's part of it. But at the same time, there is a social stigma probably to getting your food at the food bank. And there will be people who will not come until they just absolutely have to. Mm-hmm. So over the years, we've had increases and then we've had decreases. I mean, things happen during political climate, if nothing else. Our big years were 2016, 2017. We were looking at over 11,000 people being served those 2 years.
That's crazy.
Lately, we have decreased, which is a strange thing, because we can see the different needs out there. But last year, for instance, 2024, we were down to 7,200 people, which is still 2,402 families and 195,000 almost 196,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
So with what's happening politically and the SNAP benefits stopping or whatever's happening there.
Whatever that looks like.
Are you preparing? Can you prepare? Do you have the conversations among your group? Okay, what are we going to do we've talked about this before. If 1,000 extra people showed up in our community, how would we take care of that? How would we house them? What would that look like? We're not prepared for some huge influx of people coming to our community because we don't have the resources ourselves for housing. Are you preparing? How does that work?
Well, it's definitely something that we talk about, and we wonder how in the world are we going to do it. And it's got to be a God thing because we're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
We are only open 2 days a week right now. On Tuesday morning and Friday afternoons. And during that time, recently, we've been giving about 20 families per day that we're open. We give them food. And doing 2 days a week with 20 families is just about breaking even with the amount of food that we can get. And we get food a whole lot of different ways, you understand. One of the ways that we do it, and we love it when different groups go ahead and have a food bank. The schools do it. Some of our larger industries do it. You've probably seen in your mailbox, the U.S. Postal Service put a bag in there and say, put your food in there, and the postal carrier will pick it up and bring it down to us. That's actually one of our biggest ones every year. We can get 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of food that way.
Does that happen over Thanksgiving? I'm trying to remember when that is. When is that drive? I can't remember, because I remember getting that. We always try to put something in the bag.
I want to say it kind of coincides with May Day.
Is it All Schools Day?
Yeah,
I think it's that
closer to
same
that.
type weekend, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this time of year, getting close to the holidays, is also one of the times of year when people say, oh, we ought to have a project.
Yeah.
And we love projects. Churches do projects.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger industries do projects, and a lot of them do a contest amongst their employees to see who will bring the most. And those food drives really, really help us a lot. But to be quite honest, most of the food we give out, we actually have to buy. So donations in money are also extremely welcome. We are able to purchase a lot of our food from the Kansas Food Bank, and that's pennies on the dollar to what we'd have to pay if we were buying it at Dillon's or Walmart. But if we didn't have that source available and had to buy it at the grocery stores, we'd constantly be out of money.
Now, isn't the Kansas Food Bank, is that located in Wichita?
Currently it is, yes.
Okay.
Most of the larger cities will have a food bank, and some of them probably substations of the Kansas Food Bank, but Kansas Food Bank's main office is in Wichita.
And, I think I've seen on the news lately where they're asking for donations themselves. They're asking for food to come in so they can make sure that they can ship it out to the different areas.
And that's where a lot of that food comes from. They get some of the big companies like Kroger, I suppose, who will donate truckloads of food to the Kansas Food Bank. And then the Kansas Food Bank turns around and sells it to the smaller food banks like McPherson. And like I say, we can pay pennies on the dollar what we'd have to pay if we bought it at the local food store.
So we would encourage people, if you're out there listening, to have a food drive for the food bank. It sounds like you really need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be
Absolutely.
very, very helpful. Or again, they take donations.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say I want to give you some money. Where do I send it?
Well, the easiest way is just put it in an envelope to McPherson County Food Bank, 707 South Main Street, McPherson, Kansas, 67460.
And that's such a simple way. Put a thing in there, send it in.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything else. I mean, I'm guessing every amount counts. $5, $25, $50, $100, $1,000, whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
But everything adds up,
Yeah.
like they used to have those penny drives where you put a penny in and somebody else does. The next thing you know, you have enough money to purchase what's needed. So we do want to encourage people out there to make sure that you're supporting, no matter where you live. Again, this is a national and international podcast. So wherever you live, remember your food bank and to support them, to have food drives, to send them financial support, because it's really important that, especially with our children and our elderly people who really struggle. I know sometimes they have to make a choice between medicine and food. Make sure you're getting involved in helping in simple ways. It doesn't take anything too complicated, but just get involved.
Yes,
So, Tom,
and we are a 501c3, so the money you donate is tax deductible.
So, Tom, I have a question. We run into this sometimes. People will want to bring us donations of food.
Yes.
When I go to the grocery store, one of the things I'm looking for is that date that's on the product. So I want to make sure that it's within the shelf life, that the store can sell it to me. But sometimes when people give us food for our food pantry at the Oak Harbor Cottages, it's past that date. How do you guys deal with that?
You can probably tell from looking at it, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm 75 years old. And most of the people that I work with are 60 plus, let me put it that way, which is a long-winded way of saying my eyes aren't what they used to be.
Okay.
We have to check every label for every can or box or sack of food that comes in. And if it's out of the current year, we can't distribute it directly. But we also have a set of shelves that people are allowed to look through, and they can say, okay, this is out of date, but I would trust it, so I'll go ahead and take it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But if it gets more than about a year out of date, we have to throw it away.
Okay.
So 6 months out of date or 3 months out of date, it's still kind of safe?
It's probably safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you do let them decide that. Well,
Yes.
And that's good for us to know as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, some people bring us stuff because we have a whole cottage. We have a whole shelter that we have to feed. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people that come to us, they have nothing. They have no food. They have nothing. And so we have something like you do, and we have no intention of ever having that. But it is nice to have some of the staples that our families need. So
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Well,
right?
and I've talked to different people. Some people say, well, that is the date that the grocery store for business can sell it, but that, it's not the date that it is absolutely unedible. So it's like, okay, how do you guys look at that? I try to look at it that same way. If somebody brings me something and my kids will say, Mother, this is in your own house. But if I look at something and it's got a date of 2018, I have to ask myself if I really think what's in there is good anymore.
Well, you save it because if the world ends or whatever, you have something to eat, right?
That's right. Well, that's funny because one of the things that gets us a lot of food is when, and I hate to say it this way, but when somebody dies and their children go into the house to clean it out.
Yes.
Say, all that food that's in there, let's just box it all up and take it down to the food bank. Well,
Yeah.
half the time, or maybe more than half the time, we end up throwing that food away.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's a
yeah.
shame. It really is.
It is a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. Rotate your shelves. That's
Yeah.
all we're saying. Rotate the shelves.
How does this 5 years old in my cabinet? What was I doing?
So, are there any other programs or services that the food bank offers?
Really, at this point in time, no, we don't. We
Okay.
don't do educational programs. And you understand, every food bank is formed a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
We are independent. We're not affiliated with any other groups directly,
Okay.
although we are allowed to purchase food from the Kansas Food Bank, so we have a direct association there.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be directly associated with Churches United in Ministries. We quit doing that because what they were contributing was vetting all of the people that came in for food, and we decided we didn't want to do it that way any longer.
Okay.
For other programs, no, we do not. We strictly are just involved with giving out food. Now, there are other organizations within the city itself, and I'm sure all the other little cities too, that handle things that are non-food items, diapers and baby food and that kind of thing, toilet paper. But we don't have the shelf space or the room in the building to handle those other items, so we're strictly food.
Yeah.
So do you yourself pass out the food, or are you and the guy in the background that's hiding back there doing all that? I mean, I could see you being the guy up front, but at the same time, I'm thinking, do you yourself pass out food then? Do you ever do that?
I do. There are a lot of different stations, if you will, that people can plug into. We need computer people up front checking people in. We need, I'll handle commodities in a second here. That's a little bit different. We have some people that will show you through the shelves where you can choose if you want the old out-of-date stuff or not. Then we have a whole group of people down on the lower level who are picking food off of the shelves and bagging and boxing it and getting it into a basket to take out. We don't have customers, we'll call them, down there. Customers stay up top. But the volunteers down below are either restocking the shelves so the people pulling food have food to pull, or they are bagging and boxing. Then there's a couple of people who are pushing baskets outside.
Lots of coordination.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of coordination.
And we actually will take it out to the vehicles and unload it into the cars for people.
Wow.
So we have uses for volunteers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was wondering about that. It sounds like you could, if somebody wants to contact the food bank, they could say, hey, I'd like to volunteer on a Tuesday, or was it Thursday the other day that they could come and help? Or maybe even, are you closed on different days so that you can do your job because I'm guessing I've actually toured the food bank. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so, but it takes a lot of work to fill all those shelves and to make sure everything is, I mean, I could just see all you guys with the little, what is that called? Microscope or a
Scanner?
No, the thing where you look in to see, you know what I'm talking about. What is that?
Microscope.
No, it's not a microscope. It's a,
That's a spyglass.
yeah, whatever that's called.
Magnifying
Magnifying glass. That's it. So
my
I couldn't think of the word. I do not have Alzheimer's. It feels like this some days. But, I mean, can't you see them all with their all magnifying glasses? But anyways, that has to be done. So on days that you're not open, I'm guessing maybe there are people behind the scenes doing that kind of thing.
Normally, when we have food brought in, unless it's a special one where we're getting a couple of 1,000 pounds of food or something, the food is brought into the food bank by people during the same hours that we're open distributing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
So then that's not as
sometimes
much.
there's a little balancing act going on there, but for the most part, that's when the food comes in, when we're open. And that would be on Tuesday morning from 10 o'clock to 12:45.
Okay.
And then on Friday, it's Friday afternoon. So I'm missing my time out there now.
Okay. Well, this is important, so it's
Yeah.
okay that he's here.
So now you mentioned some different places where people could get diapers or baby food. I know there's like the clean closet at the St. Anne's Episcopal Church. Do you guys try to stay aware of where folks can get resources you don't have so you can point them in the direction where they need to go for that?
Yes, we do. We have some regular ladies right at the moment who sit there up at the computer and check people in. Mm-hmm. And they will show them all the different options that are available.
Oh, that's great.
Good. Yeah,
That's
those
really, really good.
collaborations are really, really important to help people get what they need without sending them someplace unnecessarily, because then they get there and find out, well, they don't do that now. So,
Right.
Right, or
Yeah.
their hours.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm curious, do you have any stories of anybody that you've helped or you've seen somebody that you've really made an impact on them because you've provided food? That's why I was asking you earlier whether or not you worked directly with the families, because if you don't, then you probably don't see that. But I'm just curious if you've ever
Well, we
seen
do have
anybody.
stories.
Yeah?
We had a young man drop into the food bank. Oh, this has been a year and a half ago, probably. It was during a warm month, I remember. He could not speak English. He was very obviously homeless, and he just saw that we had a food bank, so he came in, and we worked with him to put some food together for him. And when it was time for him to go, he was on foot. We had, 20 pounds of food maybe that he needed to carry.
Oh, wow.
And so I offered to go get my pickup and give him a ride, which I do periodically. I hate to announce that because
I know, right?
Yeah.
we can't always do that. But
Yeah.
anyway, we loaded the stuff in the pickup and loaded him in there. I asked him, where am I going? And, of course, he couldn't speak English, so he just started pointing. And he would point left or he'd point right, and that's the direction I would go. And by the time I got out on a country road halfway to Salina, I decided that he doesn't really know where we're going.
Oh, wow.
My wife hates me when I tell this story. Long story short, I ended up driving all the way back to McPherson. He did not want to be in McPherson. He wanted to go somewhere.
Okay.
And he finally found a map and pointed to where he wanted to be, and it was Wichita.
Oh, wow. So you were going the wrong direction.
I was
anyway.
totally going the wrong direction. But I got a friend to go with me, and we drove him to Wichita, and there was a church downtown that was the same, not denomination, but the same ethnic background as this young boy.
Okay.
And that's where he wanted to go, so we dropped him off there. But so as a rule, no, I don't take people that I can't understand.
You have to be so careful when you are in the service field
Yeah.
because your heart tells you want to help, but sometimes you put yourself in danger
Yeah. But
I think that's
trying
true.
to do that.
But
so
think
yeah.
about how going above and beyond is.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about what we do too, is that people that do the type of work that we do really are doing it because they believe that's what they're called to do, and they go above and beyond. And you don't know, you might have, this could have been I would love to know the rest of the story.
Yes.
You know, how that went. Was it Harvey? You know what I'm talking about.
I do know who you're talking
Anyways,
about.
he's always say, and this is the rest of the story.
Harvey.
Oh,
Paul Harvey. Yes,
yeah.
Paul Harvey.
So,
I had part of it. So what's the rest of this story? Because he needed to get there. Who knows what could have happened had you not been willing that particular day, not every day, but just that particular day to take the time and the effort to take him where he needed to go to put him in a safe place. So hats off to you, because that's pretty awesome in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, be careful in the future, but
of course.
you know, but that's a really cool story about somebody willing to go above and beyond.
Yeah. So every organization faces challenges, whether it's funding, resources, or growing demand. What are some of the biggest challenges that our food bank is facing right now?
Well, any kind of a group that has to live on donations, you can die from that real quick. Mm-hmm. If the donations stop, we stop. Mm-hmm. We love to give out food, but if we don't have any food to give out, we can't give it out. And by the way, I should mention the food bank is 100% volunteer. There are no paid staff, and every dime we get is somebody has donated it to us. So what is happening right now with the loss and SNAP benefits is one big thing, because if we have an influx of people needing food way beyond what we're used to being able to give out, we're going to run out pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But if we balance that out with people who recognize the need and say, okay, they need more food, we'll get them more food.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
So
go ahead.
Is there a place where maybe I can't come on the morning when you're open or today's afternoon when you're there? Is there a place I can leave food? Do you guys have a donation box where I can leave food? Maybe I can only come by on a Wednesday afternoon.
Right at the moment, I can't help you.
Okay.
I know where he lives, though. I will tell you where he lives, not on air. So if you see piles of food on your porch, you know I sent them your direction.
Let me think. We do have people working at the food bank on days when we're not open.
Okay.
But the hours aren't regular, and you never really know. I would say get on our website and get the phone number of one of us.
Yeah, make a phone call.
And make
Call
that
the
phone
Housing
call.
Coalition. We'll tell you how to get a hold of them.
Yeah. No, that's actually something that we've done before.
Yeah.
It either shows up at our house or we meet them down there in particular just to take that donation.
Yeah.
And we love to do that if we can.
Yeah.
But we're all retired people, and we also have grandkids and things like that, so you never know.
So would you say the community can step up then by continuing food drives, especially right now? And that's not just here. Mm-hmm. Everywhere we need to start having food drives and making sure that these food banks have plenty of food to help families, whether they're 10 kids or a single mom or a grandma or grandpa or whoever. Mm-hmm. We've got to step up. I think that's the one thing that I'm noticing about what's going on, especially in our political climate, is we as citizens have to step up. You know, we can't rely on things that maybe we relied on in the past because they may not be there anymore. So if we can get together as a community and help solve some of these problems, that'd be very helpful, especially for you. I mean, if we can bring food to the food bank or send in donations or whatever it is, organization that you may want to be a part of, whatever that is for you, please get involved. I mean, I say this a lot in every single podcast, but you have to be part of the solution. People like Tom and me and Carolyn and Joey, we can't do all of this. Mm-hmm. We need people to help us.
Yeah. So is there any upcoming events or campaigns that people in the community could keep an eye out for?
Okay. Most of the campaigns happen somewhere else.
Okay.
Like Vega will periodically do a campaign, or Ferguson Industries, or, Certainty. Uh-huh. And those, they usually don't contact us and let us know we're going to do a campaign, unless they expect it to be a huge one. But the food bank people, we don't plan those for people.
Okay.
We depend on those volunteers coming in. We'd be more than happy to coordinate with them in any way they need.
Okay. Now, there's also, at this time of year, we start thinking about the angel tree, and we think about Toys for Tots. And I know at one point there was like a food basket that people would get for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Are you aware of any of that going on right now?
Well, I know a lot of churches do that,
Okay.
particularly the food basket thing, and we'll certainly encourage it. We don't need to have that food to turn around and give back to the people they
Yeah.
would have given it to.
Okay.
In fact, one of the great things about doing food is you're doing something that somebody really needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that blesses us as much as it does the people that get the food. And I certainly encourage anybody to get involved with something, whether it's giving food to us or giving food to somebody that they know specifically that needs it. That is a blessing to them, but you can't put a price on that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the work that you do and the way it ties into housing stability and overall well-being for our community. I really appreciate the volunteers down at our McPherson County Food Bank. And thank you for joining us today.
Yes, it really has been good. And remember to support your local food bank.
Absolutely.
Please, I mean, we can't stress that enough, especially right now.
Yeah.
Go support those food banks. Make sure that everyone has food.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah. If you would be interested on being on our podcast, Housing for Good, or you know someone who would be an interesting guest, please leave us a review at housingforgood@mcphersonhc.org.
And have a great day.